Hello there. It is Cheech here for this video. This is going to be a little bit different. I know you haven't expected me to upload. You probably were thinking I'm dead, after the last video that was around like 6-7 months ago. I fucking hate my life. So anyways, we're just gonna obviously just get this out of the way that I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been giving to not just me, but to my homie Mirror Menace, and it means a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that sorry I've been uploading. I just kind of been so busy with IRL and trying to balance out a lot of stuff, and then trying to work with the locale laugh line. A lot of balancing really, but honestly I just hope you guys love this video, and I did my best on it. So you guys can leave a comment on what you think of it and all that. So yes, have a good day. Hello, I am back. I'm hoping I will stay back and have a consistent schedule, but anyways, we're going to be talking about Faze Clan. If you have already seen from the thumbnail and the title, we're going to be talking about Faze Clan and their big downfall, basically. This is all on Twitter, of course, not surprised. When it comes to a lot of internet drama or beef, it's always on Twitter. And from right here, you can see there's just about a couple members that had just basically tweeted out they had left Faze. Sometime after that, a lot of different people throughout the community started to put other tweets, and then other members have started to make their videos of their perspectives on them leaving Faze. So we're going to be going through Max's video first, just because of the fact that he's going all in, basically giving his side on what he was dealing with in Faze, and then at one point even mentioning about Banks, to the point where Banks had to make his own response video to basically all this. And so Max went on to talk about how there were so many times where it felt like he had no control, and it felt like his mental state was going down. He wasn't at the best state of his mind because of what he was going through in Faze. And so he obviously had a lot to explain and a lot to vent about. He reassured everybody, basically letting them know that a lot of the members that he knows in Faze, he still respects them, he still wants to talk to them, but of course there's certain members that he does not want to associate with or even talk to at all. So it makes sense.
As I said before, I want to be respectful of sensitive information. At the same time, as you all know, in this business, conversations often take place with assistant staffers and other people who aren't required to keep secrets, and everybody talks when something like this happens. With that said, I can share a little more of what led to my own departure and what I think may have been the feelings of my brothers. But we had a sponsor, there was a sponsor for that day, and niggas didn't end up doing the sponsor, game night. Yes, if he was there before. Niggas didn't end up doing the sponsor, there were difficulties with the sponsor, yeah. After that happened, according to the assistants and staff of the creators, because I'm not gonna lie, I just really don't remember, but they said that Faze has pulled everybody for the rest of the month and sent niggas home early, right? This is the first time where in my head, I went, okay. So, how much control do we have here? And how much control do niggas have over us? Move into January. Y'all know I started 365. Someone at Faze had introduced me to my old manager, Brandon. Shout out, Brandon. Was working with Brandon from about November to January. Y'all probably seen him, tall white boy with hair, you feel me? Yeah, 153, oops. Brandon had falling out with person who introduced me. And person who introduced me tells me, according to my assistant and my creative director at the time, who were sitting in on all calls because they're on my team, tell me I have to fire my manager and get rid of him, or I can't be here, when they're the person who introduced me. Video proof as well. After that happens, I stayed. Shout out to Brandon. I got introduced to a new manager, as y'all know. I come back to LA after New York. All that happened in New York, and everything's cool. I'm cool with the boys, you feel me? Me and the boys cool, but it's just like, damn, like, it was a weird air for a little while, you know what I'm saying? The shit from Faze Miss, into whatever FBD's talking about, that happening, is what made me realize, if I want to be what I one day want to be or plan on being, I gotta bet on myself, no matter what happens to me or what niggas might try to do. So yeah, as y'all know, I ended 365. Shortly after moving into the new house. I'm gonna be honest, bro, like, me ending 365 game, I was just burnt, bro. There's too much going on, behind the scenes shit, streaming every day. I was burnt. Gang, imagine starting 365. You starting somewhere, you streaming every day. You have your team, and then 7 days into it, niggas tell you, nah, give me your manager. Fuck that nigga, he's out. Now I gotta scramble and figure shit out. And, you know, niggas did help me figure shit out, but it's like... So yes, I end 365. I'm gone for a couple months. I'm able to get my mental health back right. I'm able to get straight. I'm able to pause. It was always straight. But I'm able to realign myself as a person and just be able to, you feel me? Be good. And I'm not saying all that was from being in, but I was just fucked up in a lot of different ways. I just had to get myself right. Y'all remember when Lacey got kicked from Faze? He really got kicked from Faze. He got kicked from Faze because, according to the assistants and the staff and the cameramen, they said that he had missed a video shoot or something. So my point of this is to tell y'all this. We had no control. There was no control. We're just like we're puppets. At least that's what it felt like. You get what I'm saying? That whole Faze camp happened. When we went to Faze camp, I called up, I ring Yaya, I ring, you feel me? Yo, bro, move my shit out. After Faze camp, I'm leaving. When I left, I got told niggas that was there, I'm not talking about the boys, niggas who work for it, I got told it would be the worst decision of my life. I got told I would KMS without being in this shit. You feel me? And I just want to say, I thank God that I bet on myself.
So throughout the video, Max is just pretty much, like I've already mentioned, he's just talking about his experience with Faze, and then at one point sending shots at Banks, basically just letting him know that he's a hypocrite on everything he was tweeting about, and that, oh, you're not serious, you don't care. A few days after, Max basically posted on Twitter these 2 screenshots, and it's basically him describing between him and Banks of what happened behind the scenes. And honestly, I don't even know how to react to this because it's just the way how he signs himself off. So it starts off, I joined Faze at 20. I respected Banks, and after I left Faze, Banks would call me saying I needed him and my career was falling off. He took an advantage of the fact that I was depressed and in the hospital. At one point, I let the calls get to me, and I even asked to join Faze again. But I kept going, and in November, I was introduced to a manager who helped me realize that a lot of the things he told me were lies. I've since worked with bigger guests and brands, and I have a 2026 plan that is only even bigger than what I have accomplished for. Thank you, I love you guys, pray every day and follow your heart. See you soon, Prince.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Okay, so, why did he sign up like that? I don't know, honestly, unless that's like somehow a fucking name in his government name. Honestly, I don't care what the fuck his name is. I just think that's just kind of, I guess, goofy just end off like that. Prince on a fucking paragraph like that. Like, to me, I can't take it serious. I really can't. Like, I'm sorry, he might have been going through a lot behind the scenes, but when he signed it off like that, I couldn't take him serious. Like, I'm sorry, I really am. After when Max tweeted out this, Banks saw it, and of course, he had to make his own response back to it, and then he made his own little paragraph. Dude, when they go back and forth on Twitter with paragraphs, it feels like high school. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm trying my best to keep in this all in order as best as possible, but those first paragraphs that you've seen from Max, he basically did that in response to Banks basically showing off their text messages between each other, and that's what I'm going to be showing you guys right now. Basically showing off Banks' perspective and a mixture of the whole chat logs, basically, because he uploaded 2 different videos. The first one was, of course, basically him talking about Faze and everything, what he had to sacrifice, and then the other one is him showing the text messages. So I kind of put those both together. When you see the messages, it'll give you a lot of understanding and context to everything, and you'll start to question Max, because at one point he wanted advice from Banks, but then all of a sudden he hates him.
Yeah, all this drama's created, and we get on a call 5 months ago, and the guys are like, listen, we're over the drama. We think it's best if you just like publicly step down from Faze, just to cool down the drama online. I reacted very emotionally to this. I was obviously took it very personally and was offended because, again, I used my entire network, every dollar that I've ever made, everything that I've ever had, this brand that I built, I used all of it as leverage to start these guys as a content group and to kick this shit off with the sole goal and intent to bring Faze back to the top, which we did. We did that all collectively. Over the last 2 years, Faze has won Org of the Year twice. And yeah, I was the first guy in the room. These guys would have never lived in the house together if it wasn't for me. These guys are all at minimum 10 times the size in terms of audience and platform now as before they joined Faze. These guys have all made millions and millions and millions of dollars in the last 2 years. And none of them could ever dispute the fact. Max just said it himself on his stream. Joining Faze was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I've heard that from Lacey. I've heard it from Silky. I've heard it from Jason. I've heard it from Ron. I've heard it from Adapt. I've heard it from every single person that's ever joined Faze. Specifically these guys. And I'm here to tell you, as former Faze Banks, this was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I gave up my entire adult life to this. I have put myself in millions and millions and millions of dollars in debt. I have never made not one singular dollar outside of my salary to via Faze. Not selling it, not buying it, raising money. I just put myself further and further in debt. The fact of the matter is, if we went in a time machine 2 years back and I decided to never try to fix this Faze shit, I'd be much better off. I'd have more money, and these kids would just be doing what they were doing before. It's hard for me to sit here and take that. It really is. And I plan on going live tomorrow or the next days at some point in the future and really kind of just laying it all out. A to Z, start to finish, the entire 15-year history of this, specifically the last 2 years, specifically the behind-the-scenes shit and the dynamic between all the kids in the back end. Because I just watched some clips from this Black Boy Max stream where he's playing a laugh track over my tweet. And it's like, Max, I know we've had like our individual differences, and I know I haven't really seen eye to eye with a lot of the talent because truthfully and honestly, I find you guys all to be incredibly ungrateful. I find you guys all to have insane egos, and I think it's disgusting and makes me sick to my stomach that your guys' relationships with each other and with every other streamer and your community included is so incredibly fake. You guys are the best actors on planet Earth, and you've made a complete career out of all of it. Max, these are your boys, but these are the same guys that said they fucking hated your guts after you left. And you know, you're the program, you have an ego the size, you think you're Travis Scott and this and that. And also, like, Max, multiple conversations about how Ron's content's cringe and you guys didn't fuck with the dad. None of you guys fucked with Lacey or Jason in the beginning. You guys didn't want these guys to live anywhere near you. You barely wanted to share a brand with them. But Faze was gonna fund a Miami house for you, Rage, Silky, and Kason. So fuck it, we'll take what we can get. And then it all worked. And we forced this relationship.
That whole thing where he heard that I said, fuck y'all, blanks. Again, this wasn't aimed toward Max. This wasn't said at Max. There was never any sort of like racist connotation toward this word being used ever. Saw people talking about hard R and shit. No, that's all noise. Absolutely not. What Max's initial response to it was, hey, stream speak highly of you. Shit doesn't need to be brought to light. You don't have to worry at all. Like I said, I apologize for the tweet. I said, Max, you don't got to say all that. I will never speak ill about anything publicly. It breaks my heart, crushes me, whatever. I'm showing you guys this transcript for transparency purposes. I've deleted all sensitive information. This is him randomly saying, like, you called it. This is after he left. I think he left like August 5th or something like that. Sent me this, like, you called it, because the T app or whatever about guys. I said guys were gonna make one about girls, whatever. I said we should have built it. This is the typical kind of conversation we would have. This is him responding to me asking if he wants at Blackboy on Instagram, asking me if I thought it was a good change, told him Blackboy Max was iconic. Again, typical conversation we would talk about. This one is the first time Max came over since he left. It was at the end of August. He sat with me. We talked for a few hours. I want to say he was at my house 2-3 hours. And we left. I hugged him, told him I loved him, told him I'd always root for him. Apologized about what was said. He said no hard feelings. Admitted several times that was not the reason why he left Faze. That, you know, it was an accumulation of things. But as you'll see in this conversation, Max just thought that was the best move for his career. And that's just the simple facts. Right here again, I'm just giving him good energy. This is our dynamic. This is how it's always been. Talking about trying to get shit better mentally. This is the first time, October 10th. This is when he first kind of started to show signs of regret for leaving Faze. Working on taking a step back, looking at everything. Again, asking me for my advice. What do you think desktop streaming? This is so random, but he's asking me, why do I think desktop streaming died? Again, he would ask me these things a lot in person, a lot on the phone, a lot over text. Throughout the course that we knew each other, he would ask me for my opinions on shit, just market, industry shit. And I love talking game, and this is just, again, like, this was our life. And this was our relationship with each other. Again, because last summer Faze, we're just talking about like art and culture and fucking shit like that. I don't know. Said happy birthday to me. I know I didn't respond because I noticed he said happy birthday to me after he saw Drake post the happy birthday post for me, which was weird and threw me off. And they all missed my birthday. I didn't get any happy birthdays. I think Kason wished me happy birthday. I think Adapt wished me happy birthday, but the rest of them still on like weird terms. And then randomly November 4th, I'm gonna make you proud, bro. Thank you for always believing in me. Watch. Guys, this is 5 weeks ago, man. This is 5 weeks ago. All this shit with Spotify, everything that Morgan has talked about happened months before this. In July. This is November, okay? Said I wish you believed in me the same way. Facts. Saw so clearly. We just start reminiscing, we start talking. Sucks seeing the subathon, feeling left out. He agreed with that. I'm sure he felt really bummed and left out. Are you up? Got a question. Caller, I'm with my girl. I was gonna ask you and Zach. He's just asking about, again, more opinions about his music and his career. End of the day, I love this game. I always will. I love talking games. Simple as that. Again, this is on fucking November 6th. I'm just offering the kid as best my advice as I could. And whatever he's asking me, you guys can stop, pause, read the whole conversation if you want. This is me getting into the details about his scummy ass fucking UTA agent who was whispering shit in his ear about Faze, leaving Faze, whatever. A lack of commitment to shit. And this looks like Max agreeing with the things that I'm saying. To me, I don't know. This looks like everything that I've been saying the last few days, and I'm saying in this video. I'm saying it directly to him in a much nicer way, but Again, just us talking. So I don't know what to do, bro. I just feel like I'm stuck. I appreciate you for this conversation. When I first joined, I'm not gonna lie, last summer was the happiest I've been. Just feeling doing shit together, living, creating, shit been cool since I left. I've been smooth sailing, but I don't feel like I'm progressing nowhere. Whatever. Again, expressing regret for leaving Faze. Guys, this is a month ago. Right here we go. Like, I fucked up this whole Faze shit. Everything. Damn. Wow. Talked to them before the subathon. Want me back. They didn't want him back, like I said. Still cool with everybody. More than anything, I dead miss working with you and Ray. And like I said, the N-word and contract shit threw me off bad, bro, but I'm past that. And we talked about it, so I don't give a fuck. His words, not mine. His words, not mine. Yeah. Screenshot that one. I'll reply to this whole fucking video with that screenshot, because I mean, I don't even remember this part of the conversation, but you guys see it. And what do I say? Again, like I said, it's all love, all due respect. It can be fixed. I promise you, Max, it's one of those things that can be a positive. I'm just staying optimistic. Talking to him about getting him back in Faze, about getting him back on the track he wants to be on, whatever. Like, this is crazy. I haven't even read this until right now. Like, all of it. This week in my crib, I have some ideas. I'm with you. Mentally taxing, I know. More responsibility for sure. What do you think about the Rakai music video? Right, again, randomly just asking about Rakai, some music video shit. Chop it up. Again, me just giving him my opinion. Gary saying thank you. What time tomorrow? He comes to my house on November 7th. Oh, fuck. That was sensitive information. Blur that shit out. Or we just cut it there and then reintroduce it. Comes to my house on November 7th. We talked for 7 hours. 7 hours. Max gets into all the details about how much he's paying his aunt, his cousin, and how his fucking business is a disaster, and asks me for a bunch of opinions and advice on what to do. And I told him, fire everybody except for Trey, and know how much money you're spending every month, and get this shit under control, and it's all gonna be all right, and I got you. If you want my help, I'll help you. Appreciate you more than I can ever say. Content-wise, everything's smooth. Sheesh. He says it himself, his business, after leaving Faze, sheesh. All good. Like I said, I'm gonna tap in with you every day. And I know this is long, but I don't want to miss anything. I want to be fully fucking transparent. Asks me on November 9th, where does your happiness come from? I'm most happy when I find myself working toward a goal. People I fuck with. Learning. Huge emphasis on. I mean, again, guys, does this look like a dynamic between two people who have a problem with each other? Does this look like Max has issues with me? Does this look like I'm doing wrong by Max? I don't know. You guys tell me. Maybe I'm fucking crazy. I don't know. This is crazy, bro. November 11th, but yeah. And then on November 15th, he had been calling me. We've been going back and forth. And then he said simply, yo, Speed's manager introduced me to someone. He's been pretty helpful in what's going on. Someone's vision I like, I can trust, but I appreciate you always being there for me, looking out. Love, brother. And that's the last time we talked before he sparked up yesterday. It's the last thing we talked about was that. So again, fake, right, wrong. You guys tell me.
It's insane. And Max, as it goes for this word that I said, first of all, I didn't say this targeted toward you. This wasn't said in any sort of racist connotation. I said this word in an emotional response. I said, fuck all y'all blanks. And it's a fucking mistake, and I'm fucking retarded. I'm a 34-year-old man-child, and I have many, many flaws. And I'm an idiot for saying that. But bro, stand on. If you really have a problem with that, then why has it not been a problem for the last 5 months? If you really have a problem with that, why have you told me multiple times I don't have a problem with that, we're good? If you really have a problem with that, and I can say this, Ron, last subathon, fucking said it. Muted his mic and said it. The chat laughed, and everybody told him to say it, and he said it. Lacey has admitted to saying it publicly. You know this. So why isn't that a problem? Other members in Faze have said it in the confines, behind the scenes, off cam, in the presence of other black creators and Faze members. And this was never a problem. It's only a problem now because it's convenient for you and for this narrative to make me look like shit and to make you look right.
So throughout the whole fucking messages and all that, Max is just pretty much wanting advice. He wants to make sure that everything that he's doing is valid and that he's not gonna fall off. And you can see that in the messages. At one point, Banks is giving him good advice. Honestly, some real good advice that anyone would honestly not take for granted. But it seems like Max took them for granted and didn't really even care, because after all this, he went on Twitter and started saying what he was saying. I just completely forgot to mention this, and we're like almost 20 minutes into this. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot, but yes, Max or one of the members had basically mentioned at one point, Banks even said the N-word, and what I showed off on the last clip of Banks, he was basically responding to that, and he was basically saying, listen, yeah, I might have said it, but I never said it out of racial intent. But everyone else in the Faze clan had said basically the same thing. They all said the N-word as well, so why am I getting hate for it? And now it's his response to it. Banks, you should have never said it at all. Like, at all. That shit wasn't even supposed to be in your vocabulary. Like, I'm sorry. And yeah, he even said at one point, but some black creators even like told me I could say it. Okay. You still should have never said it now. And look what happened. Like, look what's happening right now because of it. Like, I'm gonna be real. I'm not even trying to be funny about this. I'm really being serious. But it's just the fact that Max at one point in the text messages was like close to Banks. They was homies and shit. They was giving each other advice. It's all love. But then like 1 minute after that, fucking Max hates Banks. It's like, fuck Faze. You guys treating me like shit. And it's just out of the ordinary. Now we're going to be talking about Max's cousin. So if you know, then you already know, because he has a lot to do with it. Only because of the fact that he's mentioning how Max told him his side of everything. And he's saying that Max didn't have a good experience with it. He doesn't fuck with a lot of people in Faze at all. But then on the other hand, Banks is saying that him and Max were close friends. That in the text messages, they were giving each other advice. So to be for real, it kind of makes everything so confusing. It really does. It's just like a he said, she said situation, because 1 minute it's love, but then all of a sudden it's hate. It's really confusing to me. Sometime after Banks' response to everything, Max went and what do you think he did? Like, for real, take a guess. What do you think he did? He made a fucking response on Twitter, and it's a paragraph. And that's when Max responded with this. And a lot of people really couldn't take it serious, as I mentioned earlier already. And of course, dude, it gets Banks' attention. And he makes his response with a paragraph as well. He says, Max is a liar. You guys see the way I spoke to him via our text messages. I always handled it with care. He fucked his friends over. He left because he thought he was the program, and he has admitted multiple times it was strictly a career move. This kid thinks he was Travis Scott, and it's a shame to come to this, lying on / dragging someone who's really ever helped you. Botting views, it's a joke. It's all ego. He literally just signed his message off as Prince. He's telling you who he is, just won't listen. I love it, man. I love the internet. I love Twitter, dude, because you get stuff like this and they respond, dude, and it's entertaining to watch. Not only just that, but the fact of the matter is that no one's right in this. No one is right. There's no one right. And if you guys say that there is a right side to this, you're wrong, because there's no way. Like, in my side of this, and my perspective of this, no one's right. Because as I've literally seen, and I've literally talked about with my homies, I mean, in the fucking past, Banks has literally scammed people before. So, I mean, to be fucking for real, all the shit that they're saying about Banks, honestly, I would not be surprised that it's true. I'm not gonna support on either side, but, you know, Banks in the past, you know, he's done a lot of dumb shit, and a lot of members have done dumb shit in the past, which makes a lot of them sound hypocritical when they talk shit or even beef on each other. But it's just a lot. By a lot, I just mean there's so much to try to understand or even try to put in a logical sense. Because with Faze Clan, when they had drama or they had beef, and you try to look deep into it, there's really no logical sense or even a good reason half the time when they're beefing. So after this whole response from Banks, Max had to go on Twitter again and basically make another response. And like I said, it's just ridiculous back and forth. So when I was getting these pictures for the video, I was able to get the picture on the left from Max's main page, believe it or not. I don't know why I didn't actually get the other picture. The one on the right is lower quality because I actually didn't get this from Max's main page. When I went back to go and get it, it was gone. It's like if Max actually deleted it, and it turns out he did, because when I was going through and looking through the timelines, it's gone. So Max pretty much deleted this because the response he was getting from people, they're literally saying, listen, you're proving Banks right. And pretty much that's what made him delete it. That's my guess, because I could not see it at all on Twitter. Max pretty much says, I'm not a liar, I just went against you and stood for myself, and you aren't okay with that, so now you're crashing out and using my narrative you think you can cling on to and try to destroy a young brother chasing his dreams. Sad, Ricky, sad. To the right is text Ricky sent to my aunt. What's changed since then, Ricky? Nothing, except that you no longer have no control over me. And you can see right there on the right, you know, like, of the messages. So pretty much Banks is just telling Max's aunt how much he appreciates Max, how Max is probably like one of the nicest people he's met, even reminisces to a moment his favorite moment of Max, you know, when he went to the crib and Max basically slept on the couch for a month because he was that comfortable, basically. All I'm getting out of this, Banks pretty much is trying his best to care for Max. He's trying to be the homie, bro. That's all I'm getting out of this. And even at one point, Banks even showed off a screenshot basically just supporting the fact of, listen, I never wished on Max's downfall or him falling off, and he showed it off. When Banks started to point out the ego shit and even the fucking botting, I started to think about it a lot more, because I'm not gonna lie, I've talked about this with my homies. I really have, because when I look at some streamers, you know, in this whole category, I just feel like some streamers, just certain streamers, I feel like they just bought a little too much, and I feel like it's a little obvious. I'm not gonna lie. So the fact that that's coming from Banks, him saying that there's botting, or there could be botting, that's fucking crazy to me. And honestly, I'm just like, well, at least I don't feel alone in this, because I've always thought in the streaming space, botting is always the most common thing that's been used. And honestly, it is. It's just for the higher ups, the higher streamers. They keep it low key and they say, hey, they don't bot. But we all know in hell a lot of them bot. We really do. So now the next thing that I'm gonna have to be talking about now, we're gonna have to be talking about Max's cousin again, only because of the fact is he started to throw allegations at Banks, basically saying that he slept with Charlie D'Amelio. Yeah, Charlie D'Amelio, the fucking TikToker, by the way, when she was 17 years old. What? Are you fucking kidding me? And then it gets even more crazy when Bruce Drop Him Off had to fucking add on to it. Pretty much just adding on to in his fucking clip saying, bro, you're a groomer, bro. You're a groomer. Like, what? It's even worse when Max's cousin added on to it. I think it's a skit, but pretty much on his fucking live stream, he calls the police, dog, to report this shit. Straight up to report fucking Banks. And I think it's a skit, honestly, because it's a little too extra. You're going a little too far with that shit. And of course, he is just going too far with it. He's just trying to get the clips. But still, it's just so pathetic, honestly, in my opinion, from that. And of course, you know, like, Banks has to fucking make another response. Every time I say response, I get $1, dude. And I think I've been getting rich, dude. With this response, I completely understand why Banks responded, because they're literally throwing allegations that could ruin someone's life, bro. And they're only doing this just because they feel some type of way about Banks, and they just want to be on Max's side so much by just doing this shit, by lying, dude. And that's what I'm getting out of it. That's really what I'm getting out of it, bro. The fact that they're kind of just trying to clip farm and add on to that by making Banks look this bad, that's crazy to me. Banks says, wow, the ultimate line has been crossed. To lie about something so disgusting and harmful is despicable. You guys are pure evil. For the record, I first met Charlie in 2024, a couple weeks before her 20th birthday. Our relationship is nobody's business, and it's disgusting that these people lied about it to hurt me with zero regard for how it affects her. I'm on the phone with Charlie as I type this. This is beyond unfair. Neither her or I deserve this. And again, we will be in pursuit of the truth and handling this legally moving forward. Our lawyers will be in contact with Max's team. Wow. So in the future, of course, you know, it's not going to be a surprise, but there's going to be a lot of lawyers involved, and of course, we're going to see court dates maybe. Who knows? For all we know, with the amount of money that, you know, Max has, I'm sure he's going to be able to have a good lawyer, you know? Who fucking knows? I'm going to be real. All this is just really fucking unnecessary. It's just kind of ridiculous, because, like, all of this could have easily been resolved in private. Like Banks has mentioned already, they tried to resolve this in private. He thought this was already resolved in private when they first talked. Like when Max went to the crib and they were talking for 7 hours, I was thinking the same thing as Banks. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe they resolved that after that. But no, of course, Max for some reason still felt some type of way about Banks and was still talking shit. Honestly, like I said already, I don't care for either side. I really don't. I think this whole fucking situation is just dumb. I think it's really unnecessary, because this could have been resolved in private, but no. They had to bring it in public, add on to it, make each other look bad. Like I said, it was just a little disagreement, and just from that disagreement, they completely fucking threw everything out of proportion and started fucking sending shots to each other. And it got to a point that even an allegation got into the mix, and that's fucking ridiculous, bruh. Like, come on. So that's pretty much it for the whole Faze situation, honestly. Banks pretty much, it went silent. Max pretty much went silent. His cousin went silent. A lot of people went silent after all this shit went down. So We're just gonna have to give it like a week or even a month, and we're gonna see a whole fucking response come around. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens. For all we know, it's either gonna be a video or lawyers involved. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been giving to not just me, but my homeboy Mary Menace as well, as I've already mentioned at the very beginning of the video, but it really does mean a lot to me. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it really made sense to you. I did my best to put it in the most logical order as possible. Let me know what you guys think of the whole situation in the comment section. I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye.